Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another video with me, Adam Uninformed. Interested in buying a Tesla Model 3 or Tesla Model Y? Here are my 10 crucial tips you should be aware of before you go ahead and click the purchase button on that Tesla website. If you don't already know, the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y is extremely popular. Papa Elon Musk even thinks the Model Y will be the best-selling car in the world by 2023. Contrary to that, just last month the Model Y actually outsold the VW Golf in Germany itself, which to me just blows my mind considering the Golf is significantly cheaper. Yet there is still waiting times for Teslas for all models around the world. So when it comes to purchasing a Tesla, what phone apps do you need to have installed, and when is the best time to purchase a Tesla, and what trim of the Model 3 or Model Y should you buy? Is the long range Model 3 or Model Y worth it to you and your personal circumstances? And how should you tackle your collection day? Anyhow, these are just some of the questions I'll answer in just a second. This video will be primarily aimed at those who are interested in purchasing a new car but may not have considered an electric car before, or may already be well interested in the Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. Therefore, the video should hopefully enlighten you to some hacks on how best to proceed with your purchase. So before we kick this off, I'd appreciate it if you could just give the video a cheeky like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you are interested in Tesla EV content weekly, hit the notification bell so you are the first to know when a video goes live. Right, let's get into it folks. Tip number 1. If you've just started to consider purchasing a Tesla, affordability will play a big part into which variant you can purchase for sure. I think it's only natural to gravitate towards the performance with its 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, or the long-range Model 3 flexing its WLTP range of 374 miles. Both of these variants also have their own unique additions over each other, and of course the SR Plus. The SR Plus may be the most affordable Tesla because it has a smaller battery, but does that mean it isn't worth buying? Yes, it does have a smaller range and a longer acceleration time, but as an owner of the SR Plus, or rear-wheel drive Model 3 as it's called these days, I can assure you it will still give you the Tesla experience that you anticipate. What may be shocking is that it probably suits more people's lifestyles than initially thought, and I believe the new Model Y rear-wheel drive that we can acquire here in the UK and Europe should be in a very similar position too. If you're still undecided which Tesla model suits you best, I did a full video dedicated to this entire topic. Therefore, if you're on the fence on which variant is for you, I will help bring the comparison to life for your own unique circumstances, primarily by simulating long road trips, but also I break down the additional features to help you truly determine which Model 3 would be of greater value to you. At the end of the day, only you can make that decision based on your own circumstances. Tip number 2. If you are fully committed to buying a Tesla, but you're holding off from buying a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y off the back of a rumoured feature or a total refresh, you may live to regret it, because there is literally never a best time to buy. Speculations are speculations until confirmed. Who would have guessed, eh? Tesla as a automaker are unconventional with its production because there is a consistent change or hardware updates almost every few months, and I literally just did a video about Tesla's latest confirmed change. This is around the removal of the ultrasonic sensors from the cars for the 2023 Model 3 and Model Y due this quarter. What is really interesting is that for most deliveries this quarter, the buyers had already ordered these cars months before this announcement was made. Naturally, there's advantages and disadvantages to persistent changes that Tesla make to its vehicles, but generally it's a consistent evolution of the product, whereas conventional automakers tend to do these in one big swoop over a number of years. That's usually being, the 3-year period. But in the past, some of these Tesla hardware updates were for the greater good, like the Model 3 refresh at the end of 2020. That had a fair few additions, including the heat pump, which gave you greater winter range, and the automated boot or tailgate, depending where you live, and a new center console. Ultimately, this may work in your favor, like the addition of the heated steering wheels, or it may actually work against you, like losing the passenger lumbar support. The moral of the story is there is never a right time to buy. By delaying, you just delay your own transition and then end up at the back of the growing waiting lists, maybe at a different price point too. Tip number 3, before you pick up your car, or to help satisfy your anticipated range anxiety, start by downloading these 2 must-have apps. First being SatMap, which to me is like a Google of dedicated EV chargers, so you can find free or paid charging stations, whether they're slow or fast chargers, and that's going to be handy for anyone without home charging, or if you're just visiting a new area for a period of time, maybe on a staycation for example. The second app I think you will all want is a better route planner. If you've seen my SR Plus First Long Range video or my most recent road trip to Whitby, you will see my own demonstration of this app and how valuable it is to have downloaded on your phone. I can simulate a road trip in seconds even with waypoints. And a funny story about this whole scenario was I was actually told I needed military style experience to actually plan EV road trips. And yeah, spoiler alert, the most military-like experience I have is pretty much playing Call of Duty. But on a serious note, I'm not paid or anything to promote these apps. This is literally a personal recommendation. And if you watch my road trip video that I literally just mentioned, you can generally see that I use these apps. Oh, and did I mention that they're actually free to download, which obviously is going to be a bonus. In addition to those apps, you should probably also download the Tesla official app as well, but I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. These apps are going to be crucial to helping you overcome any sort of initial fears that you have around range or charging anxiety. They're designed to really just take the stress out of the situation and to have full confidence that you can rely on the built-in Tesla predictions via the sat-nav. No military planning required. Tip number 4, did you know that you can speed up the delivery of your Tesla? Yes, you can order a Tesla in a showroom, but there's not many of them around. On the Tesla website, you can either spec the car to your taste like normal, or pick an inventory model. They are split into new or used in the inventory section. I picked up a new inventory model myself back in 2020, and this model was in transit. So theoretically, it was UK bound on a ship that wasn't designated to an order yet. So this can be a way of speeding up delivery compared to a spec purchase, but that's not always the case, and you can't change any of the specs as that car has been delivered as sold. Another thing to note is that if you do find a used Tesla within the official inventory, this will usually come with enhanced autopilot or FSD fully activated. Tip number 5, this is probably going to be the worst part. You've probably already watched hundreds of Tesla YouTube videos to date. Once you hit the order button, you will then get that head rush of excitement after you finally took the plunge. But then reality sinks in. You've got 10 weeks to wait until your Tesla is available for pickup. The waiting game is an unwritten pain in the backside. Tesla will keep you updated through various texts and emails. Just remember to follow up on any Tesla requests, from whether that's finance related or trading related, such as photos of your old car. Otherwise, just be patient. The time will drag out, but it will be worth it. And this next tip will really help you pass the time. Tip number 6, to help you pass the time, you may want to purchase some accessories, and this just makes it a little bit more of a reality until the car is actually in your possession. Some of these items dip in and out of stock too, especially as the cars get delivered generally at the same time at the end of a quarter, so there's usually a mad rush at the end of each quarter. If you're interested in what accessories that I have and own for my Tesla Model 3, I have a kit list link in the video description below, and that just lists pretty much everything that I own together with some affiliated Amazon links. You can take a look and just get some inspiration for what you might like the look of. Tip number 7, during that waiting game, whether that's 8 weeks or 12 weeks, etc., really use this time to understand and how to get the best possible insurance premium for your Tesla. And I have a really old video on this exact subject, but the insurance for me and my wife was about £480 for just two 26-year-olds, and that was just for my first year. This was way cheaper than the quick comparison quotes that I was getting once I knew my delivery date. One of the best methods that actually helped me out on that cost front was utilizing the standard 21-day rule. Tesla may not give you your number plate for your vehicle until collection, so you should get some quotes by finding the vehicle make and model on the comparison websites. You can then add in a number plate after the quote has been done, as long as you've selected the right vehicle details for the quote. And this will just really help you lock in your best quotes, especially within that 21-day rule ahead of your delivery. And I did find myself just doing a few quotes a day, commencing on different dates. So when the delivery day came, I always had a 21-day-ish quote around the eventual delivery day. Whilst that may require a bit of commitment, it was well worth the saving. Tip number 8 is to have a good idea what you want for your home charging setup before you purchase, or maybe consider it during the early part of the waiting game. With the car, you still get the universal mobile charger. That said, it was announced that this would be removed at some point. So it's probably something that you should question with Tesla ahead of delivery, but if you have the UMC, this should let you charge via your home socket wherever you live. Here in the UK, you can get 3.6 kilowatts of charge, or about 10 to 14 miles an hour from our 3-pin sockets, just using that method. I started using the UMC before having my own 7 kilowatt dedicated charger installed. Nowadays, the UMC is a handy backup and enables me to obtain a charge wherever I am, as long as there is a plug socket around. If you don't get one included with your Tesla, it may be worth buying it separately now, as for me, it just forms that handy backup to have. I just store it in my car just in case there is a rainy day where I really do need it. If you purchase a dedicated smart 7 kilowatt hour charger, it may be more beneficial, as you can then maximize the cost savings of a dedicated EV tariff like, say, Octopus Go or Intelligent or Agile, and these are tariffs that utilize off-peak periods for cheaper charging costs. Another thing to note is smart home chargers may also benefit from government grants or subsidies depending on where you live, so see what is available in your jurisdiction, but like any government incentive or initiative, they can be reduced or pulled at short notice. Tip number 9, so the night before collection, you're like a kid before Christmas again, absolutely buzzing for it. So much, maybe you can't sleep overnight. If that's the case, get hold of a Model 3 or Model Y collection checklist, and this will help you keep on track, reviewing the vehicle, including items that you may or may not have considered to check, such as checking if FSD has been activated when it was included within your order. And these checklists will literally just help you identify potential issues before leaving the forecourt. It will keep you on track by helping you put the excitement to one side for a second and focus on ensuring everything is where it should be. After the boring bit is done, don't forget to just enjoy the moment too. It's not just about checking for panel gaps or faulty workmanship, it's also about just appreciating your first Tesla or even your first electric vehicle. Chances are you've made your first transition away from a petrol or diesel car, and that's quite a monumental moment in a way. Final tip, number 10, is it's always important to know what your warranty requirements are. The warranty requirements are listed on Tesla's website, but here in the UK it's 4 years or 50,000 miles for a basic warranty, or 8 years and up to 120,000 miles for the battery and powertrain, depending on the Model 3 variant that you purchase. For servicing, you just need to check out Tesla's required maintenance list. There is no need to visit them annually like you used to at present. Just follow the simple maintenance steps to keep your car running in good shape. Naturally, if there is something wrong, you'll be advised to submit this via the Tesla app under the service section of the app, and you will pick a date and time to suit, and Tesla will either come to you or they will want the car at the nearest service centre to you. Another cheeky tip to know is if you want a courtesy car, you must write this within the service ticket itself so they can reserve a courtesy car for you, or they'll move it to a day that has a courtesy car available. So to conclude, this was my 10 key tips you should know before you buy a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. If any existing owners have any other tips, I'd appreciate it if you could let everyone know via the comment section below. If you're a new buyer, let me know how long your delivery is and what you're doing to pass the time. If you are a prospective buyer, let me know which Model 3 or Model Y variant that you're interested in and why. Alternatively, if you're not sure what to comment and you want to let me know you got this far in the video, you can simply comment Tesla buying tips and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for doing so. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and to share it with anyone or a beneficial group that may find this video useful. You folks have been great as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.